Hello everyone, happy New Year's to everyone and happy holidays and festivities of whatever festivities you celebrate where you're from. Today is the Dia de los Reyes Magos. I know a few countries celebrate it. I know it's really big in Spain. I think it's originally from Spain, but I'm not sure. But anyways, welcome back. We're gonna cover the Smacky Cup 1. Yeah, Smacky Cup 1, the quarterfinals. The other tournaments that we were covering, and most of them have this round robin system for the finals, but this one there were 8 finalists, so we got an elimination stage. So we got quarterfinals, semifinals, and a grand final. Today we're gonna cover the quarterfinals, and our players are Go7, Swagmaster, Talose, Rhizomatic, Lylian, Humita, which is me, Vincarius, and Shadower. And believe it or not, I just recorded, or I thought I was recording, the whole match of Vincarius and Shadower. And then when I finished, I realized that I forgot to record the screen. So, so I'm here re-recording everything. So I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna start with this one. I'm gonna start with the match that I played, and then I'll go back because I don't know. Just covering it again right after I just covered it might be a little bit too much. So I'm gonna cover this one first. Okay. So here we are. We got Lylian and me. We both went for Drake, which is a tier 3. But first of all, let's talk about the map. No, very important. This is a fog tournament, of course. And so we have our 3 base, it's a 3 base map. We got our 2 base over here. We're just gonna try to push forward into the 1 base, which has the HQ. The 1 base is very separated from the 2 base. You got this pipe, river, even an enemy black road, and got some mountains. So this is really gonna force this base to kind of like reinforce like this way. Maybe you go like this and then have to front switch. But you're probably just gonna see these 2 bases pouring down, these 2 pouring down here, and just like assaulting this whole area. So this is like the contested area. You got these cities, this little pair right here. Another thing is that there's 2 airports. There's one on each corner, one for the weak base and one for the strong side. This one is behind some pipes, so it's gonna be a little bit delayed, and you'll be like notified of when they're gonna get air units here, just because they have to break this up. So yeah, very tricky. It's a pretty big map and a lot of contested space. This whole area here and this whole area here, but the strong side is pretty strong. Once it starts pouring forward, you're gonna see. And I guess maybe I'll talk a little bit maybe of what I was thinking, what I was planning, because I did put a lot of thinking into this match. I was very fortunate to just get here. I had to fight through many really big names, and I got here to the quarterfinals, being in the top 8. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna really think this through. I'm gonna really plan what I'm gonna do in this map, because I had already seen in the Division 2 in the Division 2 quarterfinals, or I think they had a round robin. I don't remember how the map kind of played out. Just like pouring down into the HQ, a lot of HQ rushes, and you can really see it's very tricky because this airport is really forward. So even if you're trying to harass early here, an early copter can really do a lot of damage, because it's going to take you forever to get an anti-air into position. You don't have the airport until much later, so you really need anti-air to contest those copters. And the weak side is really weak too. Like tank movement here is really slowed down. It goes 2, 3, 4, 5, and it doesn't have enough movement to go through this forest, so you're just stuck here, and then you do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you just get to any of these tiles right here. You can't even reach the HQ, so there's no really safe tile. So in 2 turns, you're probably gonna do like this and then sit on this city. So it's gonna take 3 turns for that tank to do anything. So it doesn't seem too far, but it is really far. It is easy for infantry and mechs maybe to move forward on the weak side. Copters are gonna be great. So there's just a lot to consider. You can have recons on the strong side moving forward and harassing this right here because of the tank. Like if you make a tank to counter, it's going to do 1, 2, 3 turns to counter. So our recon can be in 1, 2, 3 turns, can be attacking. And so this is going to be really hard for the one base side to try to get. But even after the whole recon tank kind of thing, the airport is going to come online, so you're going to be expecting copters. But do you send a copter because maybe they have an early anti-air? It's just really tricky. I had to consider a lot of things. I thought of like base delaying and going for the city first to see if that enabled anything. Maybe considering an APC opener, kind of going like this and then having an APC, putting it here and then starting like really pushing some infantry forward. But I kind of moved planary out and I didn't like it so much because even the very forward infantry were going to be very undefended if they went like tank, just a very defensive approach tank. The recon would be a lot of damage, maybe just tanks also. I considered doing a neo tank opening, just like straight going into neo tank, which is definitely an option, but like if they went just tanks or just recon, it would be really damaging. I'd pretty much just be getting this city and this city, maybe these if I'm lucky, but I wouldn't be getting these just because of how late the neo tank would be coming in, and the recon and first tank would get a lot of damage in. So I was kind of on the fence. I didn't really know what to do, and I think that's pretty good. I mean, the fact that there isn't a very straight up winning opening for a map it shows that the map is kind of solid. So I think that's really good. If not, you just see the same opening all the time. But I do think that recon is probably really strong, and that's something that Go7 had gone through in his stream. Recon opening is really strong. You get to harass these cities, and you get to start a brawl also here. So it's pretty good. So let's just get into it. Let's see. I gotta change the facing direction. So we both decided to go for Drake. Tier 3 global damage is very strong. It's a big map, lots of income, like 24k I think per side. Neo tank in return. Lots of units, so global damage goes crazy. And another options would be like Andy, maybe Kindle, but I don't know. We both decided to go with Drake. And global damage mirrors are a very special kind of matchup where it's like normal at first, you just fight whatever, but then the charge starts to build up and you kind of want to make sure to be the first one to use the power. And I'll get to that maybe later on when we get to that point. So regarding captures, we're both going for no base delay, we're just both going for the base first. The capture phase in the weak side, in the one base, is super awkward. You have to make a lot of decisions. We both went for the city first for the faster income, and then you have to decide to go for the city, or do I skip it and you go for the airport, or do I go for the double city? It's very tricky. It's like this one base is responsible for so many captures. Like look, all of these captures are within the one base, like I don't know how you call it, range or just area is responsible for so many. So you need to really pump out those infantry. And then the two base, like this one is responsible for a lot. This one's not responsible for that many. So I think that's why there might be some merit into delaying the base, because there's just one city realistically that this base is responsible for. And here we go, double recon opener. Okay. So we played this match a while ago, so I don't really remember that much. So I might be, this is my honest reactions to stuff. And I'm not sure if I watched what Lylian had done. I really didn't know much about this player. Doesn't play that much, I think. This was like the only game. Like actually before the game started, Lylian had no matches and like hadn't gone online for weeks or something like that. So I was like, well, maybe they're just not gonna play, which would have been kind of sad. But no, when the match was given to us, Lylian did ready up like a day after. So but yeah, I didn't know much from this player. I didn't know if they play aggressively or what. So I didn't know what to expect really. But we see double recon, and I went for opening tank on the strong side. I think I wanted to go here and harass this area a lot. And then I went for the second tank here in the weak side to defend from the harassment. Moving up, putting this tank here. I think just getting some vision. Just doing tanks. I'm just playing very more conservative, maybe like more in an adaptive approach. I feel like just going tanks, you can kind of adapt. You're not really committed to something, I guess. But it can have its drawbacks, you know, because maybe recons can get harassment. You don't have that much vision with just tanks. So there's definitely like a stuff you gain and stuff you lose. So I'll go for this capture. These two are pretty risky. But I got this tank here, and the recon can see it actually. I'm able to get this city right here. I think it is better to get this city first, because if I go back, this recon moving perfectly from the base is able to get vision of only this city. So it's not able to get vision of this city. So you can get this city like safely and free, but you wouldn't be able to get this one. And it wouldn't have been able to be covered by a tank actually, unless I made this tank over here. So it would have been one turn earlier, and then it would have been able. But even then, it'd be worth to just sack the recon to interrupt, because this is the weak side. There's not that many infantry, so I'm just gonna move forward. Okay. So yeah, I moved like that. Now it's Lylian's turn. No, sees my tank. Creating some captures. Also, it makes a really early anti-air. So it has like recon, tank, anti-air, which is really smart, because you got the airport here. So, oh, actually, I do the same thing also. Like instead of recon, I just go tank, anti-air. So we're both like expecting similar things from each other. Getting, why is this one doing that? I think just to get vision, maybe. Doesn't really want to go for the cities. It's just like, okay, I'm just not gonna get the cities pretty much, and decides to have it here to have vision. Yeah, and pulls back. Oh, and attacks my little infantry from the city. And this recon actually sits here to get vision of my airport. So I'm gonna go for a comm tower. And I go for this little interrupt. I haven't seen any vehicles besides this tank, so I didn't really know. And I attack from here. I feel like, oh, that's great, I can attack from the city. But yeah, there was a tank backup. But I do make a copter, so a copter to support this tank. And let's see, recon comes in, takes out my infantry. And both tanks actually are able to take out the tank. Boom, takes out my infantry. So, this is really annoying actually, because it's really hard to have vision now. I don't think I can see this tank unless I move into this forest, but I don't know if there's anything in this forest. So, yeah, I got all my infantry over here, pretty much, capturing stuff. So this area is like dead. I do want to get a hit with this copter, so I don't remember what I do. I think I get vision from this mountain. Yeah, boom. And the thing is that this anti-air is perfectly in time. Look at that, boom, it covers both tanks. So I think I was thinking, do I attack the tanks? Do I attack the recon? He could have an anti-air. I take this recon. I'm gonna try to push hard here if I'm kind of losing here. So I do attack onto this tank because it's the only one that I had vision of. Yeah. But the sad thing is I don't have a tank or anything to kill this anti-air when it comes. Now, I got my anti-air here as well, covering these tanks, just in case if there was a copter. It seems like there wasn't. And got a mech here, interesting. Just really pulling back Lylian here, playing very defensively. Like very aggressively here and very defensively on the weak side. And makes a medium tank. Not even a tank. no tank, just medium tank, straight into medium tank. Which, if you look at the movement, it's it's fine because it moves the same as the tank. It moves 2, 3, 4, 5 because of this force right here. So it kind of has a very similar movement than a tank would. So I'm gonna go for this hit here and actually get the KO, lucky roll. So I get to start that capture. And at this point, I'm feeling very on the back foot. Like, I got pretty destroyed over here. I lost a tank, I lost a copter, I lost like 2 infantry already. So I lost a lot of units in my weak side, so it hurts a lot. And I didn't do much retaliation. Like, I guess you could say I killed 1 tank because Lylian joined the 2 injured ones. And that was it. So I killed 1 tank to... No, I killed 1 tank and I lost a tank, copter, and 2 infantry. So, pretty bad. So I'm trying to, okay, if I'm going to lose on my weak side, I'm going to push on my strong side. That's just how it is. So I attack here, which is very risky. I was like, attacking here, this is like giving away being hit by a tank here. I was like, I'm just gonna poke here, try to start a fight. I don't know why I was so certain that there wasn't a tank here, because this would have been really bad. But on the other hand, I think I might have done it also like being okay by getting hit by a tank, because I wanted to have charge and I wanted to have that super first, because that could like really swing the game back into my favor. So let's see. Lylian is gonna try to flip this city. Oh, look at that recon. This recon hasn't attacked any oh, actually it has. It killed 1 infantry, but it's gotten so much information for Lylian. It was able to spot the airport just when I made a copter, and it moved here to have vision of the base just when I make a medium tank. And it's funny that we both have had pretty similar builds, like the anti-air, like the tank chain anti-air, and then the medium tank. But the opening is definitely much more solid for Lylian, I would say. Just the recons have given him so much value. Here with the vision, over here as well, knowing that there's tanks and just like kind of pulling back. So really good use of the recons. And this capture is, yeah, impossible to flip, but I'm also flipping this one, so it's similar. And I'm just gonna keep attacking with some tanks here, and I'm gonna try to go for an HQ cap. Like, I mean, if there's no defense, if there's nothing to break through the tanks, I can just go for an HQ cap, which is like, it is what I had seen, so it's like, well, why not? I had it in range already, prepared. And but there is 1 tank here, there is a mech, so Lylian can break through actually, and then, like, attack it with 1 infantry. So we'll see. Oh, this one actually was also in range of the city, but I decided not to. I think I just wanted to cover up a little bit more here. Try to really go for an HQ cap. I was kind of invested. I was like, okay, I really need to get this HQ cap going. I saw what it happened on other matches, and it just goes into an HQ race. And I made a Neo tank. I guess as a counter to the medium tank, you just need something to take it out. And it's also a really good wall. And at this point, I think I was like, it doesn't really matter what we build, because if I'm going for a HQ cap, like you have to win it with the few units that you have coming. So medium tank actually coming in and destroying that anti-air, mech and tank, and then actually sacrifices this little 3 HP infantry to be able to get just a little bit more damage, and brings it down to 5. And makes a rocket. You make a rocket and you put it in this city, and it points at the HQ, and then it's like you're never getting the HQ pretty much. Flips that city. I was gonna try to get this one, and I'm gonna assume Lylian. Okay, it's gonna sit here. I'm probably gonna put this one here to then jump onto the HQ or something. But actually sending a few over to this side. Looks like Lylian's trying to reinforce the weak side. Yeah, so I'm not very committed into going for an HQ cap. And I actually decided to go with a tsunami because I really wanted to get the HQ. So I think I needed the firepower, like the extra stats and the damage of the global damage, the damage of the global damage, to finish off certain units and be able to just keep going for the HQ cap and cover up, you know, have the extra stats and stuff. And I think I felt like I could go for it because there was no rocket here just yet, so I had another turn. If I can get the HQ cap here going, you know, I bring it down to 5. I'm gonna take out that infantry. You see, that would not have been possible before without the power. I join. Okay, I use the 4 to bring it up to 9. I am gonna get hit back by global damage, so I just needed to have it at like maybe 7, like minimum 7, if no units can attack the infantry. Because if I get hit by the super, from 7 it goes down to 5, and assuming no unit can hit my infantry, I can get the HQ cap, and I win. I go here. I planned this turn a lot. I did a lot of move planner simulations, trying to see what would be the best formation of units and attack and stuff like that to make sure that nothing could break through. I just kind of wait these. There are these tanks coming in to support though, so I think in theory Lylian can still break through. This mini tank can break this, and maybe the recon. It's 2, 4, 6, 8 can still get a hit there, but it is at 9, so it would have to be hit by something else. So let's see. Bring the medium tank. Just like really just pulling back here. I was more invested into this, like I have to win the HQ race. Everything else doesn't even matter. And so Lylian also goes for the power. So that brings my infantry down to 8. So Lylian needs to do 4 damage. Needs to bring it down to 4 at least. So let's see. Brings this tank. Uses the rocket to clear this infantry. Okay, nice, smart. And boom, uses the tank. So now Lylian is safe. It's down to 3. So this infantry is not able to finish the capture. Takes out the anti-air. And it's gonna attack even more. The infantry. So it's now at 2. So it's looking really bad for me. And yeah, and I just resigned. I thought I was gonna try a little bit more, but yeah, no, there's no way I can hold this position on the HQ. There's too many tanks. Lylian smartly brought a lot of these tanks to reinforce, just to make sure that the HQ doesn't get captured, because that was realistically was the only way that I could bring back the game. I had a really bad start, got just really harassed here and lost a lot of units, and didn't get any damage here. Maybe I could have played a little bit more conservatively, like instead of going so greedy onto the HQ. As I saw that Lylian was pulling back so much, I could have maybe been like, okay, I'm just gonna take these and these and these. And there wasn't like any tanks or anything, there was just infantry, so maybe I could have forced a fight here and maybe try to just like extend the game, you know, and try to win it by pushing it into later and just getting more income and stuff. Because I wasn't doing that bad here, maybe after all, but it's probably also because Lylian sent tanks over there, so that's why he wasn't pushing too much here. But I think also at that time I was getting a little bit burnt out, so I wasn't playing at my fullest. Like, okay, I'm gonna do the smart thing. I was like, okay, I saw myself in a really bad position, so I tried to go for a gamble and try to go for an HQ cap. Try to make it work, and it didn't work. And oh, that's how it is. So GG to Lylian, really well played actually. Like even now watching the replay, I realized how well Lylian played with the recons. It was really good. I mean, I knew that they were spotting my airport and base, but really good use. Not being greedy, positioning the tanks, having the anti-air ready. I was just kind of falling into Lylian's hands, or into Lylian's play every time, especially here. So very well done. let's move on to the next one. Okay, our next match is gonna be Vincarius against Shadower. I'm gonna change the colors. Where is it? Brown Desert. And the last match was pretty short, right? I died pretty quickly in that match, but I think we got to see just what you could expect from this map. The airport coming online really fast with the copters, having that anti-air really early being really strong, the HQ rush scenario being a real possibility threat. There was a lot to unpack, and I already recorded this video literally like half an hour ago, but I forgot to record the screen, so here I am recording it again. But this was a really great match, so let's do it. Let's go again. We have here Vincarius and Shadower, two amazing players. Vincarius, I'm not sure if Vincarius plays Global League that much, but I know Shadower, I think he stopped playing right now, the Global League, but he was, he got to the top of the fog ladder. He was pretty good. Okay, wait, so I skipped something. So something that I didn't mention, I forgot, is that they both went for different things. So Vincarius decided to delay the base. He decided to go for the city first, and the second infantry is going to go towards the base, right? So that's already a really big difference. And I think there's definitely some merit to this. I think if there's a build that it allows you. I remember when I was doing the move planner, there was something with the Neo Tank opening that you could do. If you went for this one, you would get the Neo Tank, I think it was like turn 6 or no, like turn 7, something like that. Well, we'll see what Vincarius decides to do. Vincarius is gonna make a recon. Okay, a day 4 recon. Well, Shadower played more normal, like more standard, sent the first infantry over here to the space. So we'll see, is Shadower gonna make a recon? No, decides to make a tank. Tank on the weak side. So kind of like preparing for exactly this, like a recon opening. I'm not sure if this defends from a day 3 or a day 4 recon. So this is day 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got, so this needs, goes here, this one goes here, then it goes here. Okay, so this tank defends from a day 4 recon. But a day 3 recon would be unstoppable, but even a day 3 recon, I'm not sure you have enough time to get an infantry here, so we'll see. Got the first tank on the weak side, and Vincarius also makes a tank now. So something to note here is, because of this recon and this tank and the base delay, you can start to see how little infantry Vincarius has. There's only 2, well, this one's capping this base. And on the other hand, you have Shadower with 4 infantry here, so that is something to know. Vincarius actually decides to go for the airport instead of going for these cities, which is something that you have to decide on this map. It's really tricky. Gonna send in this recon, and you can see this recon gets vision of this city. So if Shadower were to capture this, Vincarius could attack. And actually moving like within the range, the vision of the recon, it's funny. Not sure if that was on purpose. Oh wait, there's something here that Vincarius forgot to do. So there's something with the black boat that you can only move here or here, right? But if you calculate the turns, you can move the black boat onto this tile, so that this infantry that was here has to take another turn, an extra turn to capture the city. So you're pretty much delaying your opponent from getting 1k funds. That's it. Like, it's just a 1k funds damage to your opponent's economy. Just like one turn, just 1k, that's it. But I guess he might have forgot and just left it here. What's really funny is that because Vincarius went for the base delay, Well, we'll have to see if Shadower goes for that. Goes for the move. Yeah, he goes to move the blackboard because this is to assume. This is assuming that Vincarius went for the base first, and now this infantry would be on this river tile, and therefore would be ready to capture this city. But it isn't because Vincarius delayed the base, and so this is really funny because although Vincarius delayed the base, so he's getting like one less infantry. At the same time, because Shadower assumed that he wasn't going to do that, Vincarius is going to get the city one turn earlier, so he's going to get an extra 1k than what the opponent was assuming. So, actually a pretty nice little start for Vincarius, although it's very small detail, but it's still funny that that happened. So there you go. Infantry is happy to see that the blackboard moved away, so it's going to get the city. We got the airport. We're going to go for a double city next. And Shadower actually went for this infantry that came from over here. Went like this, and then like this, and then like this. Went for this instead of the airport. Interesting decision making. And the recon is going to come here into the city. Very nice little tile to be on. I guess it could have been on this forest maybe. But still really good. Really solid. If this tank decides to attack onto the recon, then the tank is going to get a nice first strike from the city. So, pretty deadly. And that's your weak side, so it's going to be tricky. And actually, Shadow decides to go for the attack. I'm not sure why he decides to go over here instead of over here. There might be some reason that I'm not aware of. But we got tanks. Tanks. Shadow is doing like a similar opening that I did, just tanks. Although he did go for weak side tank first and then strong side tank. But you can see the healthy numbers of infantry that Shadow has over here, while Vincarius is like very far behind on infantry numbers. He might have this recon and tank, but there's no infantry. It's crazy. It makes another tank, it makes a recon. And where we're gonna get this city and this one, we're gonna start capturing this one, these two in the middle. You would think that they're very contested. Like when you're going for these captures, it's kind of scary because they're like way far forward. But the stream of units at the very beginning is kind of like just in towards this column. It just goes here. So this is where the fight is gonna take place. These three cities. Or these three cities. And so this one is kind of safe at first. You can just go for this one and then you go for this one and you should be fine. Unless your opponent decides to like, instead of going for this area, sends the recon over here, then that could actually be pretty legit, you know? Because you would always just go over here with your recon and then they would defend with a tank. But if instead you're like, actually I'm just gonna go over here because I know they're gonna send the tank over there, and then you can get free harassment with your recon here, and the tank is not gonna reach. It needs a lot of turns, like 1, 2, like 4 turns or something like that. So it's 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, if you attack from this tile right here, unless they send the tank this way, but it will be very counterintuitive to send the tank this way. That would be already to assume that you're gonna get harassed here and not here, which is the most likely area. Especially because there's 2 cities, so it's a lot of income. Let's see. So Shadow gets that city. And moving up, gonna get this double city right here. And yeah, just Shadow is just gonna have to pull back and heal this tank. It's really unfortunate because he did get to strike at this recon, but the recon is still alive. It still gives vision, which is huge. You know, that's like the whole reason why you have a recon. It wasn't a day 3 recon, so it was a day 4 recon, you know, it wasn't like this huge economic investment. It still was because it's been delaying Vincarius from capturing. You can see like Shadow is already capturing these 2 cities, while Vincarius is stuck capturing these 2, which is these 2 right here. Like Vincarius is very far away from capturing these 2, of which Shadow is capturing right now. So you can already tell the investment that it means making a recon so early in a tank, and it's just something you have to consider. But anyways, from this trade, it was probably pretty negative for Shadower because this is the weak side. Your tank is all injured, so now it's really hard to defend your captures. But he didn't lose the tank, so that's something, you know. Weak side, saving your units is a really big deal. So let's see, it's gonna get trapped here. This recon, it's gonna have vision, and it's gonna interrupt with his tank. We're gonna go for the comm tower. And this tank is defending this one, so yeah, this infantry is, the infantry is gone. We're getting this more later recon to get some vision. I'm gonna start some captures. This artillery is gonna be set up to take out this pipe. And we're gonna continue this capture just right in front of the tank, but there's two tanks defending. It's funny that the recon is just out of range of vision of these two tanks. It's very funny. Makes another artillery. We'll see if it's to take out the pipes or the black boat or to move forward. And some more captures. We're gonna attack this tank. I would assume a copter would come in right here to defend, because that's a really poor trade unless you have something to back it up. And I'm not sure. Okay, so this is really good. Vincarius attacks with a recon to interrupt, but also the most important thing is that it gives him vision of the other tank, so it can already tell you, okay, they're investing more into this side, which means less on the other side. And there goes the copter to defend this. Okay. I think also this recon is gonna force a fight. Like, it forces tank to take out the recon because the infantry are not gonna take it out. And that might be something that Vincarius is looking for, like to start a tank fight on his strong side. So there goes Shadow, takes out the recon. So now we're gonna go for this airport. Gets the comm tower, it's that city. Recon actually gonna move back to this area over here. SR2 is actually not gonna go for the pipes. I got double tank infantry, just a lot of tanks. Shadow is just going a lot of tanks. Made some artillery, just very different playstyle, no? Like, we got Vincarius on the other hand making a copter, like prioritizing the airport. Shadow has not prioritized the airport whatsoever, but he is gonna go for this one much earlier than Vincarius is. So very different playstyles, even in a mirror matchup. And here goes the tank trade. And I'm gonna assume Shadow is gonna attack here, or maybe not. I mean, this is the weak side, so it's kind of tricky. So here goes. Wait, that tank? Oh, the tank was pulled back. Never mind. My bad. So we're gonna take out this infantry. I'm gonna start this capture. And this is really nice because now Shadow cannot attack. I think this recon can reach. Yeah, so in theory you could do recon infantry and then attack with a tank here. But it is at 6. It's gonna be at 8. It's not that great. It's gonna leave it at what, 6, I think, and then attack back. It's gonna be like 6-6. But here Vincarius is very lucky that Shadow does not have an anti-air, and so this copter is gonna go unpunished. It just killed an infantry, so it's like not that big of a deal. This tank, okay, it's gonna attack here, and we're gonna take out that tank. So one tank for one tank. We're just starting a little fight here, which, in my opinion, it would be beneficial for Vincarius because this is the strong side. You see all these infantry are starting to, they finish their captures, they're moving forward. The famous infantry flood, when everything starts to like move forward, when you started to finish all of these like more safer properties, and they'll start just moving towards the contested areas and the front lines. And that's what things get really spicy. That's like the mid game, everything starts to meet up at the front lines. I feel like I repeated myself like 3 or 4 times there. I don't know. But anyways, these copters are gonna actually like kind of pull back. There's nothing really in range to attack, I think, but it's probably so smart because you don't know there's an anti-air in the fog. Just playing more defensively, and I think also Vincarius is happy that he has this city on both sides. So he has the income lead, which is really nice, especially in this matchup. Having that income lead is huge. It means being able to sacrifice units just a little bit more to gain a little bit more charge and ensure to get that super first. And I'm not sure if I talked about it in the previous match, but getting your power here is getting your power first is so important. It's such a big deal. Oh, look at that artillery. That is really nice. Look at artillery. Actually didn't go for the blackboard or the pipe. It just went here, which is beautiful. Look at that. You start that capture and you get the artillery covering, and you get all of these other units like just regrouping everything. It looks like it was something that Shadow had in mind. Just like pulling back from this area. It's like, nah, it's fine. That area is too complicated, too close to the airport. It's fine. You can have it. I'm just gonna go for the city. And goes for a Neo tank. So we are getting into that time of the match where it gets really tricky. This the whole power charge super kind of thing, because look at that, they have like almost four bars ready, and if you start a brawl, you need to be able to manage who is gonna be the first one to use the super, because being the first one to use the super is a huge deal in this matchup. I mean, in a lot of matchups, but in global damage mirrors it's like insane. And so the reason why is because if you use your super first, say it's like the beginning of your turn, and you have the super ready, you use it. All the other enemy units are at 8, and then you have all full HP units with +10 stats, so you're Von Bolt for a turn, attacking into 8 HP units. Huge. So you do like crazy amounts of damage. And on the other hand, you know, when you pass your turn, it's your opponent's turn, then they get to use super. You probably overcharged their charge, so that's really great. But now they get to use it, they get to deal the damage to you, and they're playing now with, you know, Von Bolt stats units at 8 HP or really crippled units against your Von Bolt stats 8 HP units. So it's like not that big of an advantage. It's kind of like even level, you know. It's just same stats, same HP kind of thing. While you had your turn of like Von Bolt into 8 HP units, you just go, you just destroy everything. But it's very tricky because at the very high level, people manage the charge really well, and so no one really allows the other one to have that amazing turn. So the other case scenario that you try to do, as Vincarius walks into artillery range with a tank, is to kind of like maybe have not an ideal turn, but have the super first. So you maybe sack a unit or something like that, just to get enough charge to get the super first. And so then when your opponent gets the super, they don't have like this amazing turn. So it's kind of like an even thing. And at the same time, because you used it first, you're able to get charge first for the next super. And maybe you get lucky and you get to have one of those amazing super turns, you know? It's just having one of the best ideal super turn is just game winning. Having Von Bolt stats against 8 HP units, there's just no coming back from that. So you can see that Vincarius is pulling back from here, doesn't want to fight, probably also just wants to regroup a little bit. This is really sad. Attacking with a tank, this is a lost tank, but I don't know, maybe he's fine with it because it's charge. Gotta make sure to get that power first. And Shadow's just gonna clean up everything. All those infantry sent in are just all gonna die. Tank is gonna be taken out. And we got another artillery here, defending this city, protecting here, probably gonna bunch up over here with everything else. We got a Neo tank here from Shadower. And with this income, yeah, you can definitely afford to make a lot of tech ups. So Shadower is going for this city, very risky, But it is the one that Vincarius has the two of them, so maybe he's like, maybe I should get it. Maybe this is mine. Vincarius is like, no, you're not gonna get it, and I'm gonna start this capture right here. Recon on City, beautiful. Tank on City as well. Recon on City is just huge value. It's just so good. It's just so strong. You need 2 vehicles to take it out, and then a third one to sit on the city so that they don't, attack you back with a tank onto yours. And at the same time, it gives you a ton of vision. So it's just huge. I'm just playing more conservative, very defending, very close to the super. So they're trying to be very careful of what engagements they take. Once you start investing a tank or 2 here or there, it might lead to the other player getting the super. Like here, Shadow is sending 1 tank and 1 recon. Oh, okay, another tank. So this could be really tricky. This could get really tricky. There's an artillery here protecting. There's also the Neo tank. So maybe that's why he feels so comfortable at taking this engagement. Even after global damage, this 8 HP Neo tank is gonna destroy stuff. So I feel like that's one of the things that you can do against global damage is to take up, because medium tanks, Neo tanks, even at 8 HP, they do a lot of damage. They might lose their capabilities of one-shotting stuff, but it's better to have one 8 HP Neo tank that they have no answer to than having 2 8 HP tanks that get just like slapped by other tanks and they're brought down to like 1. So I think during a super, like a +10 tank at 10 HP against the 8 HP normal tank leaves it at 1, I think. So yeah. So it looks like Vincarius might want to go for the super. You could also go for a power and just like have that first, because it does give you the stats. It's like the same thing. It's just 1 less in global damage. Let's see. This is a very important moment of the match, because he's deciding. It looks to me like he's deciding to sack stuff. Well, sack stuff. Like take enough engagements to get charged. There's only 1 tank. We get another tank. Infantry. We're gonna damage a few infantry. Another one. And we're gonna sack an anti-air against the Neo tank. Yep. You know what's coming. That is 100% because Vincarius wants to get the super, and he gets it from this little engagement. Boom, he gets the Typhoon. So that's really, really great for Vincarius, because he already had a pretty solid position. I feel like having the income lead is really nice. This attack by Shadow is really scary though. The double artillery, all these units is really scary. And there's a Neo tank, so just the setup from Shadow and the composition is pretty solid actually. It's really, really good by Vincarius to get that super first. But it isn't, the ideal one that we were talking about, that you get at the start and then you get a bunch of engagements. This is like at the end, like, well, what other engagement is Vincarius gonna get from this? Maybe this tank onto this tank, but that's it. But it is that other scenario, the more like even approach, which you kind of have to do if you're the one that's ahead. You have to be okay with that. Sacking an anti-air and getting it like mid-turn, just so that Shadower doesn't have a turn of like boom, super attacking everything and swinging it back. So this keeps it at even, like still Vincarius like a little bit ahead maybe. Has the income lead. Boom. Also it's gonna have the charge lead. So I take out the recon, take out the copter. We're gonna take out the tank. I think everything here is just gonna die from Vincarius. Oof, all those infantry. Oof. Take out the tank and that infantry, and Neo tank comes in and almost takes out that tank. Oh, it's because it was at 7, because it was damaged to 1 by the anti-air. That's crazy. I think if it was at 8, it would have probably taken it out. Okay. Oof. So this side is falling apart from Vincarius. Definitely needs to pull back. I mean, there's 3 copters. There is 1 anti which is not going to be able to take it out. Just needs more tanks. And also doesn't know if there's more anti, no? So, very tricky. Let's see. Okay, so decides actually to keep going. To keep attacking with the copters, take out that artillery. Okay, takes it out, takes out that one. Okay, nice. Actually, took out a lot of the infantry. Actually, Shadow has no healthy infantry right now. It's pretty solid. It's gonna attack this infantry. Probably pull back, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna probably pull back here. There's this Neo tank that has no answer to, so I'm gonna repair and join and just pull back. Gotta wait for the artillery, or I guess another artillery, to try to counter the Neo tank. But let's see what Shadow decides to do, because here it's like, okay, I got the Neo tank that got away for free. Do I keep attacking, or do I assume that there's a Neo tank behind? And here Shadow does have 1 anti. There's too many copters though, so only 1 will go down. So I feel like this anti gonna go here, boom, take out this copter, and it would be safe relatively from tanks. We'll have to see. So the copter spam is real here. We're gonna take this out. Shadow really wants to get this city, yeah. He's like, I don't want to be in the income disadvantage. And okay, we're gonna shoot at the tank, which is the only counter to the anti-air. Oh, and the anti-air actually goes here, huh? Interesting. Okay, but puts the tank there. And makes a T-copter. So this is the classic global damage, is that you have no healthy infantry to capture. Look at that, they're all injured, because from the global damage and from the fighting, you're just gonna have everything injured. Nothing is gonna be ready to capture. Shadow had this one at 10 HP. I think it was here, so it healed up and now it's like ready to go. But yeah, having a T-copter is probably a really good idea, because you want to start to replenish those infantry. All the infantry that died from the infantry flood, they're all gone, and now you're left with just tanks, or like vehicles, because it's a high income map, so they're making like 3 vehicles per turn. Maybe like they're making like 1 infantry per turn, that's it. So having T-copters is gonna be really good, I think. And you start like pushing infantry right into, like from the base straight in range of an enemy property. Okay, we're gonna take out that copter and the recon and the tank. Whoa, a lot of cleanup here. And we're gonna attack their artillery. And this artillery is it's covering most of the units from the Neo tank, but it's probably gonna eat this tank for free. But Vincarius doesn't have the funds to make like a Neo tank, I think, from all the repairs, so really tricky. I think that was pretty solid from Shadow, actually, from getting the Neo tank before the powers were coming into play. So that, like, yeah, he's repairing it right now, but he has the Neo tank, and because of the repairs from Vincarius, he's not able to make a Neo tank. He just doesn't have the funds. And Shadow's gonna sit up here, gonna start a capture with a 7 HP infantry. Oh, there's a healthy one here, and there's another one here, but it's just not in range of the city just yet. And he's gonna shift 1 tank. Is he gonna attack? Okay, he's gonna attack. He's gonna take out the recon, heal up the artillery, and boom! Almost kill a tank. And T-copter is getting ready. Could I have gone here? Oh no, it doesn't reach. And copter, artillery, recon. It's funny to see how like varied the unit builds from Shadow are. Just like not very tank heavy. Like, I mean, there is a lot of tanks, of course. You just need tanks, but there's a lot of artillery and lots of recons. Look, they got double recon, more artillery, anti-T-copter, copter, neo-tank, like very wide range. I guess you could say the same thing about Vincarius, but I think Vincarius is different because he's been spamming copters. I think his approach has been just copter spam every single turn, copter, 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 copter. And see if he does the same over here. Takes out that 1 HP infantry. And has to, pull back. This new tank is a menace. So I got the artillery covering the units, and I got this other artillery covering the artillery. And finally he's able to buy the neo tank. So it's gonna take him a few turns to get it into position to attack the neo tank. So we're gonna take that out. Neo tank is actually not gonna charge forward. So Shadow is just gonna chill back, repair, try to capture the city. And Shadow's gonna try to flip this one, and I think Vincarius could try flipping this city right here. So it's interesting how we started seeing the battles going from this area towards more this area, and same thing over here. And Shadow he's been shifting a lot of units over here over to the weak side. There's these 3 tanks kind of in the middle right now, and probably gonna support over here. So we're gonna start that capture. Put the artillery in range and the other one defending the other artillery. And also Vincarius doing a similar thing than Shadow. I'm not sure if he thinks that maybe Shadow is doing that. He's sending units towards this area, and so he wants to counter that by sending his own units over here. Or it's just like, I'm just gonna send everything to my strong side and just pour down and destroy everything. Just like death ball kind of approach. But it's tricky because look, there's nothing here for Vincarius. There's nothing to defend these cities. There's so many. This one is actually like really far away. So he is kind of, look, it's not even in range. There's these 2 cities that are literally like unprotected. Unless he makes a copter. Which he doesn't. Makes a T-copter. So this city is lost if Shadower decides to go for it. But we're seeing a very big change of plans, no? Vincarius is like, okay, I'm gonna send everything down here, I'm gonna go all in onto the strong side. And Shadow is going, okay, I'm gonna defend my weak side by sending a lot of stuff. But what's interesting about Shadow is that he tends to play, he doesn't do death ball, he plays on both sides. Kind of like picks at one side, picks at the other, just gathers intel on one side and knows if like, okay, I could try going for this city, I'm gonna start a little fight here, just does like little things, like little fights, little capture here, and tries to read what you're doing and tries to counter it. But doesn't go for like all in on one side kind of approach. So it's very interesting. That's usually what most players, I'd say, do in Fog. They just send everything to one side and just push as hard as they can there and try to win. And yeah, Shadow is going to interrupt here, just going to defend. We're getting, again, back to being close to the powers. So gotta keep an eye on that. Getting this infantry position. This one's ready to go to here or here. This one's probably going to go over here. And this one maybe in position for one of these. Yeah, move here. Move it. No. So Shadow is probably assuming that Vincarius has forces here. So it's like trying to respect, but because of the fog, he doesn't know that Vincarius actually completely abandoned this area. Okay, we're gonna take that one. And Vincarius, it always has units ready to interrupt these captures. Very, very smart. We're gonna take out the tank, and copters is gonna come in. No, this one's at 3 fuel. Look at that, 3 fuel. That's crazy, and 3 bullets. So this copter has really gotten work. This one has 9 fuel. Wow, that's crazy. Vincarius is gonna be really happy with this copter. To be fair, it did get hit by the tsunami, so it got reduced the fuel, but still, being at 3 fuel says a lot. And it came all the way from here and it's shot at a few things, so it has only 3. No, a new one has 6, so I got 3 shots at vehicles, so really decent. Even if it just dies from an anti or whatever, it's just totally worth it. This copter has gotten so much value. We got our T-copter ready here to start pushing infantry forward really fast. And yeah, the city is gonna be lost. Get some vision, get some more vision over here. This is where maybe Vincarius is like, oh, there's nothing here, there's just one tank. But he does have this recon. This one could go here in this forest, could get vision of all of this. Oh, okay. So Shadow actually went for Tsunami. I think that's what the power is called. So that's what I was saying before. You could also just use power instead in this mirror matchup to get that, to try to get that like amazing turn of increased stats, global damage, and you ensure a lot of KOs and stuff. Let's see what happens. So tank gets that kill, right? It wouldn't have been killed otherwise. This tank gets that kill. I'm not sure if that's a roll or not, but it was a kill. Wouldn't have been possible. Oh, that one did not get the kill. We're gonna get that kill there, which I don't know if it would have been possible without the power because it's a Drake Copter. And we're gonna get this KO, which is now guaranteed. And I think that's probably about it, unless the new tank charges in. No, just gonna stay back and defend everything. Which is probably smart because you want to be ready for the counter. And it's sitting in a city, so he wants to repair it from the global damage and have it at full to then attack. It's also actually a good idea because there's this new tank here, but he doesn't know about it. So if Vincarius does go with a new tank, Shadower can get a first strike. And pushing forward over here, actually Shadow has way too many units. Look at that, 40 units against 28. And like 50,000 more in value. That's crazy. He's really like flipped the match back into his favor. We are gonna see, of course, the super now, which he's not doing because of the rain, because of the fog. So he wanted to ensure that he had vision of this, which he still had. So I'm not sure why he did that. But anyways. Yeah, look at that. So now it's 150, 150. That's crazy. It was at 190 and it's immediately at 150. So we're gonna get that KO, get that tank, and that one. Ooh, it's in range. Yep, it's in range. We're gonna finish off that tank, that recon, that other tank, and their two is gonna go right in front. Huh, interesting. So it covers everything. And it's also kind of blocking the Neo tank. That's funny. Oh. We're gonna heal up some infantry, and look how late the infantry are, right? Like the vehicles move so fast and the infantry are so slow. It's really hard to have them keep up. And because of the flow of the infantry, I think you probably want to push more over here. But Vincarius does have the city already, so there's not much to do there. So I guess he sees more reward in pushing over here, but there's no infantry. It's crazy. And we're gonna... okay. Yeah, it wasn't much of an interrupt. And just trying to gather forces over here, I guess. Having an artillery position there to cover the HQ just in case. Shadow could go to start HQ capture, actually. Doesn't go for the copter kill. Decides to pull back. Makes a mech. And okay, so with a lack of vision, just can't really do much. And he does know that there's a Neo tank now, I think. Pretty sure, because it killed a tank. Might be wrong, I don't remember now. But it'd be scary though to go in with a Neo tank and try to kill something, and then it gets destroyed back, and you're done. Because Neo tank on the strong side versus no Neo tank on the weak side, oof. We got another T-copter here. We got one T-copter on each side for Shadower. And we have... oh, the same thing here. We got one T-copter on each side for Vincarius. And we're gonna... oh, instead of going for the HQ, we're gonna go for the city. So more conservative. So Shadow is going to try to get these 3 cities, which would be huge. A huge swing of income. Like, they're at equal income right now. 3 would be, what, 6 income difference? It would be like 22 versus 28. It's a pretty big deal. So let's see if Vincarius is going to try to interrupt. He would have to send this copter right here to interrupt this capture. And he does. He does send a copter. And this artillery is defending here. It's like, if the anti-air goes here, it's going to get attacked by the artillery. But the anti-air can just attack from here, so it's fine. It just comes to show that Vincarius really values the income way more than the copters. And it's gonna bunch up everything over here. These black boats are still alive, which is funny. As I say that, it gets shot. Okay, so copter goes down. Probably gonna keep capping everything. Yep. Bring these artillery into position. Gonna heal up. And just bunch up everything. It looks like they're both kind of prepping for an HQ push, maybe. And to defend from an HQ push. In comes the Neo tank. And, whoa, okay. I didn't know that was a KO. Take that out. Take the T-copter out. Get the artillery. Oof. Sit there. Put the artillery. Wow, really nice. Vincarius is able to attack and position stuff so that Shadow can't really counterattack here. Especially, like, these are the only 2 units that can deal with the Neo tank, and he can't attack them. So, really, really good tactics there. And it's putting a lot of pressure. Like, he's capturing this one and this one, so that's 2 cities under threat. There's no joke. This is a really good attack, actually. And he's actually gonna invest all of this stuff to take out the 3 infantry capturing. And he's probably gonna lose everything in the process, but I guess he just values more the cities than the units. Okay, so that copter is gone. Tank gone. Copter gone. Are we gonna see a power maybe? Oh, I guessed it. We're gonna get that KO there. I'm gonna kill a tank and oh, nice. Gets the kill there. Too bad there's no infantry here in the range of the HQ. That would have been massive. After this huge cleanup, if there was an infantry in range, I mean, it's probably not possible because Vincarius was in this position right here, but that would have been huge. And it is looking like we're going into that. We're going into an HQ rush. And we got a bomber here. So this Neo tank can be attacked by this one, but there's this bomber covering it. And it's actually no anti-air. Wow. There's only this 1 HP anti-air for Vincarius. So that bomber is gonna probably go crazy. So we got Typhoon. Let's see. Recon takes out infantry and takes out the copter. Gets that Neo tank engagement. We're probably gonna start a capture in the HQ with an 8 HP, so gives a few turns. And join there, so it's at full HP. Another one there. Get the artillery in position. Just bring more units and just really nice covering of the HQ. So Shadow is fine for another turn. He just needs to, the next turn, kill that infantry pretty much. And makes a rocket. And we saw a rocket on the other match, no? But this rocket can go on the city and point at the HQ. So this is it. Like, the match is gonna end in a few turns, like, I'm sure. Like, we got an HQ going, cap here, we got a rocket. Like, I mean, this is what both of them are thinking. Like, this is it. Like, we have to win in 3-4 turns because we're investing everything. Look at this. You're investing your whole army into this, and Shadow are the same thing. Like, you have to win the HQ rush right now. Either of them. So let's see. Shadower is gonna get this hit. It's gonna take out the Neo tank. It's gonna take out that tank. Okay. We're gonna take out that tank and just needs another anti-air really. Yeah, I think. Ooh, that might be really bad for Shadow. He really needs another anti-air here, because this is gonna get taken out, and these copters are just gonna keep spamming and keep being annoying and damaging stuff. And he can't take this out to start a capture also. So Shadow is a little bit behind on the HQ threat really. Like here, the clock is ticking, but here not so much. And Vincarius is gonna be able to get the rocket in position too. So we got the capture again. It's now at 2. It's at 2. So Shatter needs to leave it at 1 or take it out. And ooh, takes out the Neo tank. It's just gonna clean up a lot of units. Oof. And it's gonna block everything. Yeah, even like stops this capture because again, it doesn't even matter. At this point, it doesn't even matter. He even base skipped here because it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter what he builds. The game is gonna end in a few turns. He either wins his HQ capture or loses. That's it. Or Shadower wins the HQ capture or loses. Like that's it. There is no, there's no other possible results. This rocket actually moving into the forest instead of going into the city, which is interesting. And deletes these 2 copters and tanks. And the reason why he decides to do that is so as to prevent Shadower from getting charged from those units to enable a breakthrough and possibly taking out the infantry. Because he doesn't know if like there's, I don't know, something hidden here like a medium tank or I don't know, whatever. I mean, there's a bomber, you know? But also, smartly enough, Shadower made a fighter this turn because he doesn't have any anti-air here. And so these copters, all these 3 copters are really annoying because you can't take them out. The bomber can't even attack them. And so the only thing within 1 turn range is making a fighter. So he made it so he can clear up and then be able to attack the infantry. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to reach that infantry. I mean, he can reach it, I think. Look, he takes this out. Even reveals the forest with the fighters. That's really smart. You can take this out, take the infantry out, and then attack it with a bomber. The infantry, but you need to leave it at 1 or destroy it. And a bomber, a Drake bomber even, so that's like 90 firepower. I think you leave it at like 4, something like that. We'll see. So it takes out this one with a recon. I'm gonna take that out. Okay, we use the bomber to take out the 8 HP tank. And resigns. Wow, yeah, GG. Really great game. Even after watching it twice, still, I say it is a really great game. I think a really great display of what the map offers and how it plays out. You kind of start here on this area and then you shift towards this city and this one, and at a certain point the players can be like, okay, I'm just gonna go for an HQ rush, and they just send everything towards the HQ. There's not a lot of middle play, I guess. There's nothing really here, and I think that's pretty decent because you can still front ship to one side onto the other, so that's pretty good. There's a lot of places to attack. You got these double cities, even this city right here, which Vincarius was able to hold for so long, which is insane. Like this one on the weak side. No wait, this one's the weak side of Vincarius. He was able to hold this one for such a long time. But you have a lot of cities to fight for, so a lot of contested stuff. So really interesting. Okay, we're down to the 3rd game. We only have 2 more left. And here we have Talose and Rhizomatic, 2 very, very strong players. Rhizomatic got to the very top of the Fog Global League ladder. And Talose doesn't play Global League, at least not recently. But he's a very big tournament player. Like he's Gotten very good results in tournaments. I think won a few tournaments, but if not, he like reaches to like literally every final of, well, not every final, but it's just a very famous player that gets to a lot of finals. Let's say like the final. I mean, like between two players. So very strong, Talose. In almost standard, fog, and high funds. And this is interesting. We got a different matchup now. We got Drake and Andy. So we'll see how this plays out. While I'm moving these around, I change the colors. So usually there's a lot of people that think that that Andy is like the counter to Drake. Why isn't it moving? There we go. All people think that that Andy's the counter to Drake, but it's not really like that. You know, when you're playing the campaign or the war room, you know, it feels like that because, oh yeah, he does the global damage and then you mass heal and then you're fine. But here is different because Andy is just Andy, right? Andy kind of changes the game a little bit in the sense that you can't just go in and hit a bunch of stuff and that's it. You need to kill the stuff of Andy. Like an anti-air, you need to kill that anti-air. A copter, you need to kill that copter. So copter against copter engagements, you kind of want to have anti-airs to take those copters out. Anti-airs, I'm gonna make sure to kill them, or else 5 HP heal. You know, a tank hits an anti-air, leaves it at like 3 or something, heals up to 8, and it's good as new to kill copter. So there's a lot of things like that. You can also just first strike everything and leave them at 4 or 5, because it's just Andy's just gonna heal everything up. I don't know why I have this in my hand, but it's just gonna heal everything back up to 9 or 10, and it's gonna hit you back. So the ideally your CO against Andy has tools to ensure kills, right? Kindle gets a lot of firepower, so she's able to get those thresholds to finish off Andy's units. Rachel can have her missiles do damage and then finish off the units, lash with her extra firepower, stuff like that. And Drake also has a very strong tool, which is global damage. He does 2 HP damage to everything, plus the extra stats he gets to be able to kill stuff, you know, in that turn. So that's what you want to do with Drake against Andy. You want to use your global damage as a tool to kill off Andy's units. And it's really tricky because I think it's even trickier for Andy than Drake, because Andy also can't play as normal. Like global damage, Drake can be like, fine, we fight here, there, blah blah blah, and then you just press the button and everything goes down in value, and that's great. With Andy, you have to be a little bit more like picky of when to use it. You need to find the right moment to activate it and have good engagement. But with Andy, it's the same thing. Usually you just fight, whatever. Oh, you know, I'll hold my superpower as a threat or whatever. Like, it's fine if I have this injured, I'll just pull it back and then it'll heal back to full health and it'll be attacking. But no, against Drake you can't do that. Because, you know, if you use your super first as Andy, then Drake can be playing as normal. All of a sudden it's like, oh, then fine, I can just do global damage. It'll be fine. Up to a certain extent, right? So what Andy wants to do is not die to a Drake super, pretty much. Also, the rain is really annoying. You know, with all the plains and the forest, makes all the vehicles very restricted in what they can do. So let's see how this match goes and what the players decide to do. I'm interested. I don't think I've seen this match yet. So none of them are gonna go for the base delay. That's interesting. They're both going for the fast city here in the one base, and the other fast city here in the 2 base. Rhizomatic actually going for this one first. Interesting. Talose, I assume Talose is gonna go for this one. I do feel like the second infantry, I guess Talose went for here and probably then it's gonna go over here. So this one went for this city, probably it's gonna go for the airport, and this one is gonna go for this, and then these And then this one's probably gonna go here, then here, something like that. But Rhizomatic, the second infantry goes to this city. This one, we'll see where it goes. And this one as well. And Rhizo decides to go for just a tank on the weak side, a more defensive approach. Expecting maybe a recon from Talose. They actually both do the same thing. That's really funny. They both went for the same opener. Tank on the one base. So let's see, we see here the little black bolt movement from Talose. Okay, looks like Rhizo's gonna go for the airport, but he might change his mind. Oh, never mind. Yeah, now it's Talose's turn. He's gonna go here. He actually shows the infantry movement. Makes a tank on the 2 base and doesn't move the black bolt. Okay. And okay, Rhizo goes for the airport. They're both going for the airport. They have very similar openings. Except that Rhizo decided to go for this city first instead of one of these more forward ones. Not super sure why that is. And I was gonna go for this one. Yeah, as we've seen before, this city is the more safer than this one. It doesn't seem like it, no, because it's a little bit further away, but it is because of the recon movement. So I got 1 tank on the weak side for Talose and 2 tanks on the strong side. And Rhizo went with 1 tank on the weak side and made a recon on the strong side. And saved up funds actually last turn. I think so. Has his recon here, granting a lot of vision. No like aggressive start just yet. Artillery, a very more like chill approach to the start. Talose is probably going to use this to take this out, the pipes, and enable the airport. Even this tank from Talose is very defensive. Okay. It's like they're both very scared. They're like being very careful. Not wanting to gamble too much in the early game. Seeing this tank here in the comm tower. Yeah, this airport is gonna be pretty strong for Talose here. Having the 2 base, 1 airport versus 1 base, 1 airport from Drake. So pretty good. I think if Talose can spam copters or just areas from here, it'll be really strong because it'll force Rhizo to make lots of anti-air here. And you know, every anti-air you make on your 1 base side is 1 less tank or 1 less infantry or 1 less medium tank or whatever. So we're gonna go for these. And it looks like the weak sides are getting the pair of cities here. Interesting. Okay, so we get an anti-air over here to deal with this copter. And it looks like Rhizo has this city, but the Talose doesn't have this one. And kind of shifting this tank over here. We'll see if it front shifts over here. Okay, get the comm towers. There's an artillery here. I'm gonna assume it's to like push forward, maybe to attack this city, like Shadower had done. Copter tank takes it out. Okay, there you have it. Look at that. Drake copter still works. Another artillery. Recon copter. It's funny seeing Drake having 2 copters before Andy has any copters. So we're gonna take out this infantry, yeah. And look at that. I think this is the first time we've seen someone stepping over here in the middle. And we're gonna take that tank out, cover with the infantry, cover there, bring the anti-air. I mean, it covers these two, but it doesn't cover these units. So the copter will go. It's free to do what it wants. But Rhizo doesn't know that, so there could be an anti-air here in the shadows, no? Like, if it was one turn earlier... actually no, because this tank came over here. So you could safely assume that that was the vehicle that got made from this base. So that means that there is no anti-air. And this is the earliest that an anti-air could be here. Okay, so it looks like this artillery is going to take out this black belt. Maybe both of them are. And Rhizo's going to go back. Maybe. I wonder. Okay, he decides not to attack. I guess maybe there could have been an anti-air that came from over here, like this one. If this tank was an anti-air and was 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. But still, this tank would have been a free hit. Okay. Let's see. This is like a little of a stall going over here. None of them are committing too much. We see all the vehicles over here on the left side. Like, this tank seems to be going this way. I think Rhizo's plan is to take this black boat out and have this base reinforced over to the HQ area, which we haven't seen anyone do it yet. So that'll be interesting. We're gonna start this capture, and if both of them gate these cities, then that means that they'll be even. I think these are the only ones that are like in dispute right now. Well, this one really. This one Rhizo's gonna get, so. Let's see if Rhizo decides to attack. Okay, black boat goes down. And now this base can reinforce much faster. We're going into the forest to get some vision, see what Talose is up to. Decides not to interrupt that capture. Okay. We're getting into a bit of a stall. This is definitely mid-game. Now look at all these infantries. They're all done capturing. All of them are moving towards the front lines. And there hasn't been like fighting really. I guess a little bit. Well, there was the black boat that died. And there was the tank that died. And I think that was pretty much it. So I'm going to assume we're going to start seeing an accumulation. It looks like Talose is trying to point at this city maybe. I mean, that is probably the one that he can most safely try to flip. So just positioning stuff there for next turn. And Rhizo is gonna move this recon here. Nice place to put it. Try to see stuff like either Talose is moving everything here or having stuff here. Like gotta get that intel. And this recon is providing so much intel. Look, it sees all of these units. There's 3 tanks, 1 recon, and many infantry. Seeing a lot of infantry already can tell you what the plan of the other one is. Like all of these kind of staring at the city, it's like, okay, yeah, he definitely wants to get the city. So I'm gonna assume he's just gonna get more defensive here. Bring all of these units, probably this artillery as well. Bring this tank. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, these copters are like 7 tiles away, or no, 8 tiles away from the anti-air. This mech, I guess this mech is to break this, so it's 2 shots with artillery and 1 with a mech, and you break this. Let's see, does Talose decide to go into attack? This is one big stall right here. And I'm not sure who benefits the most here from the matchup to get into a stall. They're pretty similar, I feel like. They just play differently. Because in a big stall, Drake could get a super, maybe get another super the next turn, stuff like that. So that could be pretty big, getting a lot of KOs, especially if you get big units and then you're able to kill stuff. But on the other hand, Andy as well, like, you know, the more big units there are, like, the more unkillable his stuff is. I guess there's like a little of a balance. If there's like a few tech ups and like many light tanks like there's right now, it could be good for Drake. But if like, I don't know, it's all mega tanks or something like that, then it could be really good for Andy. It's all theory, no? It's all theoretical. Then it comes up to the players how they play it. So we'll see. Yeah, more build up. I do favor Talose's position. I feel like this is a better place for him to stream all the units because he's gonna take out this black ball right here, and that's gonna mean this base is gonna reinforce. Actually, 3-6, a little bit faster, yeah, because he can go over here. So that's 2 tiles faster. 4-6 reaches here in 2 turns. You got this base. This one, the weak base, can also go this way, and then you got this airport right here. So I think it definitely favors more Talose, but it depends, because maybe because of this black ball being killed, Rhizo can reinforce with this base over to the city, but this base is pretty far. So it is looking like a 2 base 1 airport versus 3 base 1 airport in this area. So if a brawl were to take place, it could kind of favor Talose. But it looks like Rhizo is actually shifting to the right here. You always gotta pay attention to the infantry. The infantry is they're the most important. They are the slowest, so you gotta set them up to have a good attack. And Talose is gonna go in here, get some vision, get some more vision, yeah, and spot all his movement. Okay, we're gonna send 2 tanks. This is why recons on cities are so annoying. Okay, positioning all these infantry in range of these cities. Maybe even the com tower as well. Look at that. 3 tiles. We're gonna... Oh my god, because of the extra Drake defense, this doesn't go down. And looks like Talose is also gonna mirror this movement, going towards the right. A little bit. He's gonna leave these over here. I guess he wants to defend this city, this com tower. And makes a Neo tank. So yeah, medium tank, Neo tank. It's very clear that Talose is like, okay, I'm gonna fight over here in the next few turns. I want to be fighting here in the next 3 or 4 turns. I want to brawl here. And there's no... Okay, there's a medium tank, yeah, from Rhizo. And that tank goes down. I'm gonna take out that recon. We gotta be careful with the charge now, so we keep that in mind. Whoa, actually gets the KO there. And gets it again, wow. Very lucky. Gonna attack there, gonna attack at some infantry, which is... Well, actually you can do this against Andy in this matchup because of what I was saying earlier. You can, at first you can damage Andy's units when you're Drake, because if they're like, oh, I need to repair my units, and they use the hyper upgrade or repair, I can't remember how it's called. What's it called? Oh, it doesn't even say here. Okay. The super, and then it's like, oh, okay, so Andy used the super, so now I can play Drake as normal, as like just a global damage CO, and just use it and have everything at 2. Kind of changes the dynamic, so you can definitely go for this that Rhizo is doing and injuring stuff, but at a certain extent, right? Because if you say you attack a few tanks or something and you get too exposed, then Talose can comfortably use the super before the Drake super, heal up everything and kill everything from Drake, and then it's like, who cares if there's global damage if like half of your army is dead, you know? So here we see everything shifting towards the right now, which is in more of favor of Rhizo's position. Even makes a Neo tank, okay, knowing, yeah, the fight is gonna take place here. Like, I'm gonna make a Neo tank here, I need it in a few turns. Gotta fight over there. Now take out that black boat. We're gonna probably take out these infantries. Okay. And I'd love to see a bomber. Anti-bomber. Those are so great. Or a fighter also. And just all the vehicles are kind of pulling back. Copter, tank, infantry. And just gonna have these here positioned like defensively, and even these two that were staying over here defending are also gonna be invested towards the middle or the right. I guess this whole this is all in response from Talose to defend these cities, because it seemed like Rhizo was like, okay, I'm gonna try. If you're gonna go for the city, I'm gonna go for these. And Talose like, actually, I'm just gonna go and defend from these cities. I'm fine with not having this city. And just leaves these 3 little lonely infantry to defend. And Rhizo could actually send this recon over here to harass and forcing a tank. That'll be really good. We're gonna take out some infantry here. More infantry cleaning up. Just being very careful. Like only fighting with infantry, which clears up the way a little bit, you know, like reduces the walls, but at the same time not granting too much charge, which is important here. They're both being very careful with the engagements, where they're putting their vehicles, because especially Talose has to be very careful of that. He doesn't want to just pounce and then get hit by a typhoon and just get everything killed, and then he won't be able to repair anything. Got the Neo tank coming. Maybe with the support of the Neo tank he might go in. We'll have to see. So Recon goes in, attack, gets some vision, sees the medium tank. Okay. And okay, we're gonna stop that capture, yeah, for sure. Medium tank, which was hiding. Okay, it's revealed to take out a recon in range of the artillery, so I'm gonna assume that this is gonna be hit. Anti-air takes out the infantry, yeah, and tank goes in. Okay, so both have their supers pretty much at this point. So you gotta be super careful now how you position stuff. This artillery is great, yeah, position it like just enough to cover the medium tank. You also got the Neo tank. Just bundle up everything here, a big death ball. And it's really awkward to attack into, actually, if you think about it. So you have a city tile, where, I mean, there's just an 8 HP infantry, so it's very easy to kill, but you got a forest, and you got a C tile here. So this makes it really awkward to attack into and get those 2-hit KOs. You need units that kill in one blow, like anti-airs to kill this, get this. To take out the tank, you are gonna need, I mean, maybe with a super, you use a medium tank, you take it out. But say, for example, this infantry, you have to take out the recon, and then you need 1 unit to reveal the forest. And, like, you know, it becomes really complicated to get those attacks. You just don't have a lot of tiles to attack from. It's a very nice little defensive death ball here. And I pull back here. Wow, and here they're just like handshaking kind of thing. I would expect this recon to come over here and try to harass. Let's see. Okay, recon comes in, gets some vision. That'll be really strong. In a few turns, this might. This is a classic. I love this. It's a classic big fight in the middle, and little tiny fights on the side. Like here, we will probably see fighting for this city. We've been seeing a little bit of a fight for this city, but I think that'll be it. Let's see, I think Rhizo is trying to guarantee some kills, maybe get enough for the super. I think he's going for the super. Yeah. It is Typhoon time. Doom. So this means that Rhizo is going for a big attack. Get those KOs. So we're gonna take out that. Oh, was that a roll? That's like really unfortunate. If not, the other option would be to use the medium tank. But wow. Okay. Oh, okay. So he has to use another tank. It might have been a roll, and maybe that's why he went for it. I'm not sure. Boom. And that one, a medium tank. Is it at, whoa, at 1, so this tank probably can finish it off. Boom. Gets the artillery in position, brings the Neo. Okay, it was a decent attack, but it wasn't super great. There was like a lot of tanks used to finish off like 1 HP stuff. Lots of anti-airs being used to also finish up 2 or 3 HP stuff. So now this is all gonna get healed up again. Maybe if this artillery would be 1 turn earlier in position. Maybe if this artillery wasn't hit, it would be looking really strong for Rhizo. But let's see. Let's see what Talose can do with hyper upgrade. And also Rhizo went into here and took out this infantry. So it's looking scary here for Talose. He might lose this city. So copter and artillery. No, neo tank. Okay. Tank, artillery, anti-air. Boom. Boom. Okay. That's a strange attack. And the copter. I guess this makes it so that this anti-air can't kill the copter. You got more copters. Talose doesn't know that there's a recon. But it looks like he is sending a recon though, so it might help. So yeah, the damage that Andy was able to do was pretty strong. Took out the medium tank. Well, actually, I mean, Andy also lost his medium tank. They're probably pretty even. Yeah, if you look at unit value, they're very even actually. And this is kind of the better area to fight for Rhizo, I feel like, because you have the 3 bases pouring in instead of the 2 for Talose. But this can also mean that this assault is gonna not end well for Rhizo, because Talose has this base reinforcing over here. So we'll see. We're gonna get some tank kills. Probably the Neo will live. Maybe use the Neo to kill a tank. Oof, doesn't get that one. Okay. Gets a kill. Bicopter. Is the Neo gonna attack? Oh, maybe there. Ooh, nice. And that's really good because Andy has the power active, so he gets no charge from that. And that's huge. That's a lot of charge. Look at that. And Rhizo already has like halfway of the charge. That's huge. I guess in that sense, it's similar to what we were talking about in a global mirror, in a global damage mirror. Because because Rhizo was able to use it first, although it was like an even trade of powers, he's able to get the charge first for his second super, and has quite a big of a lead. Like, he'll probably be able to use the super if they keep fighting here. He'll be able to use the super next turn probably, if Talose decides to keep attacking. And so that could be huge. That could just flip it around. You got 2 T-copters here for Rhizo, just pushing infantry, which is really good. Just getting all those infantry over here. You can see how little the infantry survive in these situations. There's so much income, plus global damage and stuff. We had so many a few turns ago, and now that they're all gone due to all this fighting, it's really hard to reinforce with fresh infantry and really capitalize from these attacks. Even here, like, look, these are damaged now. Now these can't capture. Okay. Oof. I think that was a really solid turn by Rhizo actually. Getting this attack, I was like, no, maybe no, because this Andy's just gonna heal it. But no, yeah, it's a good idea because he gets no charge from that. And Rhizo does get a lot of charge. And now this Neo tank is kinda is useless now until it gets healed up. So it gives a lot of time for Rhizo to keep attacking. So a really big deal actually. And there's no counter to that Neo right now. So let's see. Talose is gonna come in and take out some copters. We're gonna take out another one. There's no more copters here for Rhizo now. And if he manages to take out these anti-airs, then it's gonna be full air superiority for Talose. And there's 1, 2, 3 copters that are gonna go crazy. So I'm gonna assume he's gonna do that. That would be pretty big. Pulls back the Neo tank. And oh, He's not gonna take out this anti-air. Decides to just pull back. Has to respect the force from Rhizo. And also, yeah, because you see, he has the super already. I said it. Next turn he's gonna have it. Yeah, because they keep brawling, and this is gonna be brutal. If Talose kept fighting here, it would have been GG. Like, I'm just gonna say it. If Talose kept fighting here, it would have been GG because Rhizo uses the super, cleans up everything, done. Can't heal stuff that's dead. But Talose is smart and decided, no, I'm actually gonna kill copters, anti-airs, and then pull back everything else, get more defensive, because I don't even have the charge yet, and Rhizo has full charge, so he's gonna start the turn with the super, which is huge. So let's see if Rhizo decides to use it. He does, because he could not use it and be like, actually I'll probably hold off on it, because if I can't get enough good attacks, he'll just heal it up. But he decides it's a good enough of an opportunity, and there's quite a few tanks and copters to take out. Well, I guess the copters can't be taken out, but the tanks can be taken out. So let's see. Okay, lots of infantry. Alright, this capture. Neo takes out a tank. And there's nothing in range to kill the Neo tank. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, it was a good use to kill off those units, not kill off all those tanks, anti-air stuff. Maybe this anti-air could have gone to heal, especially since there's no more anti-airs in the area. There's 2 Neo tanks. Oh wow. But I would love to see a bomber here by Andy. It would be a great response to the Neos, but there's no funds. He has only 18,000. Also had to base skip here. It's because of the repairs that he doesn't have any funds. This Neo tank is worthless now. I mean, it can heal up to 6, right? So we'll see. He's definitely sacking a few units to get charge, trying to squeeze some charge. I know he wants to stop this capture. This is super important, and he's gonna use the super right now. Yeah, Talose uses the super. Is gonna heal up everything. That's gonna be one very worthwhile hyper upgrade, and you even get the movement boost, which is really nice. I'm gonna stick that tank out, and 100%. Wow, he's not gonna stop the capture. Okay. I don't know why. He's just gonna attack this artillery. I'm surprised Talose didn't attack with his infantry here. Wow. I really don't know why. This is a free flip for Rhizo now. So Drake has the income advantage now. Look at all the anti-airs that Rhizo has been making because of the lack of air defenses. And these copters are just going crazy. And like they're gonna go unpunished for another turn. But there's these 2 Neo tanks, so it's funny. Because Talose has copters that are going unpunished, and Rhizo has 2 Neo tanks that are going unpunished. I mean, this one is in range of these 2 artillery now, so unless he can break through, but no, he can't. We're gonna pull back. In the end, this city ended up in Talose's power. That recon was able to be enough. And actually, Rhizo resigns. Wow. Wow, interesting. After flipping the city, he decides to resign. I'm actually not sure why he decides to resign. Wow. I mean, this Neo tank is going to die from these 2 artillery. But I think maybe Rhizo was expecting Talose to have more. Maybe expected Talose to have a bomber or something like that. And so I was like, I'm just gonna die. I'm gonna lose these Neo tanks. These anti-airs were very late for sure. Having anti-airs, having those 2 anti-airs a few turns earlier would have like just swung the battle. Swung? I don't know. But these copters just going unpunished was really annoying. But I'm still not sure why Rhizo decided to resign. Maybe he thought that it wasn't looking very good for him. He took too many losses. Even like unit count and unit value, like he hasn't built anything yet, and so he would be okay. I think it was pretty even. I think was ahead on income, was ahead on charge also, but maybe got a little bit disappointed that he couldn't pull this out, like to flip this city. Maybe felt like Andy had so many tanks, like look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks, 2 artilleries, anti-copters, just like a lot of light vehicles. And although this new tank will go unpunished, there isn't a lot of light vehicles from Rhizo actually here. You got this anti-air, all these artillery are all injured, so worthless. And that's it. You got this copter, but it's not gonna do much, and this anti-air. So yeah, the next turn from Talose would probably be pretty devastating. You would get this new tank would be destroyed, and a lot of these infantry and artillery would all be finished off. He could probably also start capturing this, so he would probably flip it back. The new tank will just stay there, you know, it'll probably be surrounded or something. It's gonna get another free shot for sure. But yeah, it does look like the next turn would hurt a lot for Rhizo. So yeah, there you have it. There you go. We got our 3rd winner so far of the quarterfinals. Let's move to the last one. Okay, we got our last match of the quarterfinals. This is between Go7 and Swagmaster. Go7 is a monster in the good sense. He's an amazing player. He's really good at fog. And we opposing. Oh, actually, Go7 was the number 1 in the global league for quite a while. So really good. And Swagmaster is kind of a new name, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't heard of this player that much, but this player was able to beat Reimer in the 5th round of the like non-finals stage. So yeah, Swagmaster definitely deserves respect, and it's gonna be a great match for sure. Let's change some colors. What should I do? So let's leave Go7 with the penguins. I'll do Swagmaster with Amber Blaze. And they both decided to go with Andy. So this is the first time that we get an Andy mirror. It's interesting. Out of the 8, 5 went to Drake and 3 went for Andy. And Andy mirror works very differently. It's kind of like I mean, I'm not a big fan of mirrors in general. And with Andy's kind of similar, but it can get very stally because you don't want to get into an engagement and then lose everything by getting hit by a super. Because you can hold the super as a way of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna heal everything, but you can also use the super, like hold it and use it in an aggressive manner with that extra firepower, extra movement. You can get a lot of KOs. And if you get a lot of KOs, then the other one uses the super but has nothing to heal up. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of, it becomes into a who can be the first one to use the super to kill as many units as possible. So none of them went for any base keeping. Swagmaster actually made a recon here, a day 3 recon. I think this is the first and only one we've seen to make a day 3 recon to try and harass these 2 cities. And Go is just going for normal infantry. Actually skipped this city right here. So we'll see what he's up to. Okay, he's gonna go for this one. He's gonna go for this chain probably. Makes an artillery. I wonder if this artillery is to break the pipe. So here we go. Day 3 recon already in position to see the city. So if Go decides to go for this city, it'll be spotted and it can be attacked and interrupted by Swagmaster. Let's see, where's this artillery gonna go? Okay, it is definitely for the pipes. And we got a tank. So this recon is gonna go unpunished for quite a while. And goes for a little black boat blocking. Let's see if Swagmaster does the same thing. We haven't seen it that much in the other 4 matches really. I think I had done it and my opponent had done it, and I think who's the other one who did it? Shadower had done it to Vincarius, but funnily it didn't work. And so here we get the interrupt of the recon against the infantry on safely on the city tile. It's gonna go unpunished. Let's see if Go decides to keep capturing in a sort of, oh yeah, you can keep attacking because I have a tank, kind of like a bluff, or if he decides to pull back. Okay, decides to go into the forest and just now make a tank. Oh, this penguin actually doesn't go for the chain, goes for, maybe gonna go for this one or the comm tower. Yeah, this chain is kind of awkward. Like, it is a chain, but I think you'd rather just go for more the forward contestable cities. Reveals the infantry but can't attack it. Go 7 actually kind of leaving the airport uncapped. Maybe this infantry will go there, but Swagmaster is going for this one right here. Oh, I guess Go 7 is going for the one over here on the strong side. But that means that the weak side is going to be pretty weak. So now these are covered by the tank. So that'll be the only free hit that the recon was able to get. But it has done a lot of damage because it means this infantry hasn't been able to capture. It's been delayed quite a bit. And yeah, it kind of like shut down the whole capping of this area. Even this infantry right here didn't go for the city. I think because it was probably here. 2, 3. I'll have to go back and see. But if it's in this forest, it's because it clearly didn't want to go here because it would get hit by the recon. And you can try to bluff, but sometimes it's just not worth. So Swagmaster actually has this one and it's gonna get this one as well. Now Go 7 is gonna go for these captures, gonna go for the airport. Now that there's tank backup, there's even a tank chain. And more tanks. We're gonna start the comm tower. And this artillery, okay, we'll see. I thought it was gonna go for the pipes. Okay, this one will probably go for the pipes. We're gonna get for the airport, probably capture this, get vision of the comm tower, and point at the comm tower. Yeah, going for that city. Probably, okay, this one's going for the city. And anti-air. You gotta have those anti-airs. You gotta have those anti-airs. In this area, this airport is so strong. It's always been abused by so many players. Just that copter spam. We saw it with Talose here, and we saw it with Vincarius. Okay, so we're gonna get the comm tower here, all these cities. So capture wise is looking pretty good for Swagmaster. He's even going for this one to have both. Could try to deny this city forever. And even goes for this interrupt right here, which is really annoying because it forces you, like, this is to start a fight. This is like, you're not gonna get a city, and if you want it, you're gonna have to start a fight. And this is the 2 base, so it'll be tricky, especially because Go 7 doesn't have his airport just yet. So it's gonna be really hard to match the firepower of Swagmaster with just 1 base. You can mix an anti-air from this base. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna take that infantry out. Probably continue capturing. Yeah. Okay. Playing very defensive over here. It looks like the main focus right now is more over here. Let's see. Swagmaster's like, nope, you're not gonna get that. We're gonna attack that tank, stop that capture. I mean, yeah, take it out. Get vision. And this is like huge news for Swagmaster. Seeing this, that the airport has just now been captured, means so much. Means like he can be much more chill, that there's no copters. Got artillery's coming. This pipe is probably being broken up by these two. And just keeping these here as a defense. Tank, copter, anti-air, and many infantry. And we got a Neo tank. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna take out that infantry. And okay. I guess that's so this one doesn't have chip damage. Now makes a copter, which is spotted by the recon, of course. Gets a hit there, but there's artillery's covering. I mean, Swagmaster could take this out, attack with a recon, but it would be a bad idea. So Swagmaster has to blow back. Actually, has not a lot of support. Oops, has no tanks also here. Like there's these artilleries, there's the Neo tank. So yeah, there's no tanks. Has literally 2 tanks in the whole battlefield. So let's see what Swagmaster says to. Yeah, pull back, get this capture and run away, probably with everything. Gonna start this little capture and bring the artillery, bring the Neo tank. Yeah, in a few turns this is gonna be way more scarier from Swagmaster, but right now it's a good idea to pull back, regroup, and you know, you also invested into a Neo tank. It's good to have somewhat of an army so that the Neo tank can be stronger. Okay, so Ghost is going to keep attacking, even though Swagmaster kind of retreated a little bit. He's going to take out this one. Luckily, it's outside of range. Like, this new tank can't reach that tank. This anti-air can't reach that copter, so that's great news for Go. I'm going to get another copter. And looks like he's also shifting units towards the right. Extending from the strong side towards the weak side. Yeah, look at that. Like, he's gonna play more defensive because he has this artillery pointing at the city and comm tower. Is not even bothered into investing into this city. I think is this is probably not how Go wanted this to go about. The fact that he had invested into opening this pipe to get this airport first and delayed this one so much, like, would tell me that he wanted to kind of go harder here and try to attack like a lot here. But the fact that he's under so much pressure here and this little harassment has kind of made him into a more like a reactive play to defend this area. I mean, he's 3k below in income. I mean, about to be 4, yeah, with this one. Because Swagmaster has these two and also has this one right here, which Goat doesn't have. Well, Goat is gonna get this one if Swagmaster allows him. We'll see. Does he go for interrupt? No, he doesn't. So yeah, more defense here, more aggressive. Another Neo tank, double Neo tank. Wow. And there is 2 anti-airs, so that's pretty good. Probably need more. Because you just need a lot of anti-airs in this area. This recon, insane. Gets a hit here from a city. It's sad to see an artillery get to, you know, it's gonna blast it away, but it is a good recon that saw a Neo tank. If a recon spots a Neo tank, that's it. That's value. That's 4k back in value for the recon. And that means you can prepare, you can position your units, you can buy the specific counter. Like if you can spot the Neo tank before it attacks anything, it's huge. Like look, now he knows, okay, now I'm not in attack, I'm in a position a certain way, and makes a bomber. But does have to double base skip, which hurts. And yeah, just shifting everything towards the right. The copter, the tank, everything. He's just trying to defend here with his infantry, this artillery pointing at these two. It'll be really hard for Swagmaster to dislodge this, but I'm pretty sure he is okay with just playing it chill here. So yeah, artillery tank, boom. By goes the recon. A Neo tank, which has been revealed, is like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna sit here. Double artillery. We got another Neo tank. I would love to see another anti-air. Oh wow, a fighter. I mean, that's really good too. Especially anti-fighters, they never die. They just never die. You need 2 anti-airs to kill it. And if you don't kill it, you better know it's gonna heal up to 10 HP. Because if you damage a fighter, that's like so much charge. 15,000 or something in charge. You leave it at 3 with an anti-air, it's like, I don't know, it's a lot of charge. So we're gonna take out the tank. And doesn't get the roll to get that infantry. And Go 7 is famously known for not getting those rolls. I've seen it way too many times. Bomber is gonna come in and attack to get that infantry. We're gonna get that kill there and that attack there. This one is very odd. These 2 tanks for 1 infantry. More anti-airs, and we're gonna take out another infantry. And we're gonna cover the comm tower cap. Okay, interesting. So Go7 did go for a turn of like killing a lot of units. No, he killed probably like 6 units, something like that. So you can see the unit count difference. But risky place, right? Because this bomber can get one shot by a super by Andy. I know because I've lost a bomber that way. So that is a possibility and a very dangerous one. Ideally, you don't want it. You just want it to get hit to 1. You get a ton of charge, and then you just heal it up to 6, and then eventually heal it up to 10. But it looks like Swagmaster is just gonna charge forward here. It's like, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna. If you have everything here, like he saw all of these units over here, it's like, okay, you probably have nothing over here. So he's just gonna move forward. We're gonna. This is probably because he's gonna use the super, I'm sure. Neo tank comes in, another one, boom. That's 2 tanks dead for the 2 Neo tanks. Copter dead. Gonna interrupt that. It just needs 1 more. Okay, there you go, and gets the super. And this anti-air is definitely gonna go for that bomber. Oh, there's also the fighter, but it doesn't reach. Let's see. Ooh, leaves it at 1. No way. Okay, Go7 doesn't get the 1 HP infantry against 1 HP infantry, but he does get to live. He does get the 1 HP bomber to live. And he's gonna start this capture here and take out that infantry. Fighter is gonna move just a little bit. Just enough to cover every unit, pretty much. Just to be in range. If there's another bomber or a copter, just whatever it can shoot at, it's fine. Even if it gets shot at by an anti-air. And actually sending this tank to the right. I guess maybe feels like there's not enough tanks over here. Yeah, I mean, double tank copter clearly tells you that Swagmaster was like, okay, I don't have enough tanks. There's way too many from Go. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe more coming. I need more light vehicles. Because Neo tanks alone can't do the job. They need support. Okay, he's gonna try to capture that. This recon is gonna come back, and we're probably gonna see a lot of infantry die here. Oh yeah, we're probably getting a bunch of first strikes and then hyper upgrade. The bomber goes up to 6. Ding! Nice. I'm gonna take Ah, wow, didn't get the kill. Oh, because of the extra stats, probably. I'm gonna take that one out. That's a very greedy capture. That's a very greedy capture. And decides to take that one out. What was that? Oh, an infantry. Okay. And takes that anti-air out. Boom, leaves it at 2. Takes that one out. Ah, doesn't get the kill there. Gets the kill there. Oof. It's gonna shoot at that Neo tank, leaves it at 6. I mean, two-side is gonna die by the anti-air or this fighter. Or actually, something's gonna die. Yeah, wow. Wow. Go 7 with the next level tactics. That was super solid. That was a really great turn, actually. But it's still sad that this one is gonna die. But wow, like look at that. Everything is dead here now. It's looking really good for Go, actually. Look at if you look at the unit count, which is kind of like one of the most important measures, especially in this matchup. 37 to 26, but he did go a little bit greedy here. I feel like this is a bit too much. This is gonna die. Maybe this one. Which one? I mean, there's no infantry, so Swagmaster would have to devote a vehicle, so that's great for Go. But we'll see. These two are trapped, kind of. I think you can free this up, and they can come out. Okay, we're gonna get that kill, take that one out. So with a recon, interrupt. Oh, this tank comes over here. Get the kill. Fighter probably goes there. Okay. Yeah, fighter goes, takes that out. This is gonna repair. And take out that anti, which is smart, yeah. So that the fighter doesn't get hit. Imagine if there was another anti over here, then with the 2, it could have killed the fighter. But if in the case that there is an anti back here, then it'll just get hit once. That means a whole bunch of charge. Another super fighter's brand new. I don't know. That expression, you know? And kinda sacrifices these. But unit count wise it's looking really good for Go actually. Those are really solid turn, the last one, really good tactics. Just having a lot of light vehicles helps a lot. And where does this game go now? I think Go needs to try to capture this city, kind of pull back probably and try to get this, and that would just like equalize the income. So yeah, that's probably what he's gonna do. Get into that forest, get this bomber there, get a fighter. Yeah, just bundle everything here. Try to go for these captures. This one's probably he's not gonna get this one. He knows that, but this one he wants to get for sure. This artillery is still there, protecting the city and the comm tower. So Swagmaster, ooh, he's probably gonna put the Neo tank here. Boom, yeah, boom. Takes out the tank, takes out a copter. Gonna take out a tank. Oof, all these light vehicles are now coming in. Those are earlier investments by Swagmaster to make double tank copter are now showing up, and it's paying off. Ooh, boom. Oof, this turn is really good by Swagmaster now. Oof, because Go can, I mean, he has one bomber to take out a Neo tank, but he can't take out the one on the city. He can't take this one out. There's a fighter. Can this reach? I mean, maybe he could do fighter anti-air and take the fighter out, and bomber into the Neo tank. But Swagmaster is doing a really good job at keeping the pressure on both sides, which forces Go to devote resources here. Like this double base, it has been sending infantry here for a lot of time, and there's been a recon. There's like units being devoted here. So it's not like Swagmaster is just accumulating stuff here with this one base, or maybe like sending it. He's putting pressure. It's like, Go, you need to split your forces. Okay, let's see. Anti-air, fighter, and it goes down. Let's see if bomber goes to take out the, yeah, boom. And probably gonna take out that copter. Oof. Okay. I'm gonna try to take out that copter, but doesn't go down. And we got another bomber. This is our third bomber. Talose didn't make any bomber with Andy, but Go has made 3 already. And just playing more defensively here. So Gosen has no interest whatsoever in attacking on the left side. He is like, yeah, I'm fine. I just want to win here. I mean, he got the city, so now they're equal. You gotta be careful now because Swagmaster does have his super charged up. So this could be pretty devastating. This mech is in range of the tanks. I think you can take out the copter with the copters and use the anti-air on the bomber. Oof. It could be pretty devastating, actually. Let's see. Tank. Gonna get some first strikes first, so then they get healed up. Let's see. Mech takes out the tank. Copter. Whoa, it took out the 9 HP copter. Wow. And it gets the kill on the bomber. Lucky once, but not twice. I'm not sure what the roll is there. But yeah, that hurts. Oh, so many units dying. And it's not like Go is positioned at all to attack on this side. He's really invested everything here. And now he's lower on units and so much lower on unit value. Oof. There's just a lot of infantry, you know? I guess he could do like 2-4. Like he could start a capture here. But there isn't just enough units here to support an attack. There's like the same amount by Swagmaster. Let's see. So he's kind of moving sideways. He's positioning here, I think, 3 tiles away from this city. Bomber, boom, I take that out. Makes another bomber. That's so funny. And another base kit. Damn, 4 bombers for Gosen. And second fighter for Swagmaster. This match has been all about those air units, all that air superiority. Bomber fighters, anti-airs, copters. Wow, got that KO there too. And decides not to attack the bomber. I mean, yeah, with the super active, it's like maybe a good idea. I don't know, but you do have the fighter. I think maybe you could attack this and kind of force the super. Not sure. Kind of bring back this one. Yeah, put these in defensive terrains. Bring the fighter. I guess maybe Swagmaster is comfortable without taking a risk. Like he's in a really nice position right now. He's gonna end this turn with a very big unit value difference. And so going with those risky plays is not worth. Actually gonna go to the right here. This is probably gonna take out this black bolt, maybe? We'll see. Let's see if Go, what Go does here. Captures the lab, very important. Okay, we're gonna take that out. We're gonna try to capture this city. The 2 bombers come in and try to, well, they interrupt the capture and attack a tank, make another fighter. But it's looking kind of dire for Gosen. Because it's nice having the bombers and the fighters, but there's no light vehicles. There's 1 tank only. But if Go would be able to have all those light vehicles that he had a few turns ago, when he launched that all-out attack, there was like, I don't know, 6 or 8 tanks and anti. There was like all kinds of tanks, of light vehicles. It would be a much different story. But yeah, boom, down goes the bomber, and this fighter is gonna go down. Oof, that hurts. And that goes down. This bomber is gonna be trapped. gonna start another capture. It's looking really, really rough. It's looking like the game is over. Not gonna lie. Another fighter. And oh, it ended in a draw. So it didn't end up in a draw. This is Go 7 timed out. But it was lost. Like, Go was done here. There was nothing. I don't think there was anything that he could have done to bring it back. Swagmaster would have to like done massive mistakes, but at this level, it's just not likely. So really well played. I think it was very interesting. Both had, again, we had a mirror matchup where they both played very, very differently. So we had like different game play styles. Go decided to go more heavily on the weaker side. I'm very defensive over here. No, I'm not super sure where it kind of spiraled out, but the first recon from Swagmaster was very valuable. It interrupted these captures and this one as well, so it really delayed Go 7, and I feel like it made Go 7 go into a very reactive, defensive approach, like just like sending everything onto this side. And he was doing great at one point because maybe Swagmaster was caught off guard a bit from the huge investment from Go into this area, so he was able to battle it out here and had some amazing turns. Like Swagmaster was left with like 1.5 Neo tanks and that's it. But after pumping out like many light vehicles and just fighting in this area overall, he was able to just start cleaning up units after units after units of Go. And even if you have many bombers or fighters, you do need support. You do need infantry and tanks and recons and anti. You just need everything, you know. And it's crazy. Like this match really shows you that tech ups need support. Like the Neo tanks from Swagmaster, when they were all alone, they couldn't do much. Like they were shooting at infantry or whatever. But once they were supported by lots of light vehicles, now like that's really scary. And same thing with Go. Like he had the bomber. The first bomber or two he had with all the support of the light vehicles made him like tons of success. He was able to push back everything. But once he started losing all of the lighter vehicles and all the infantry, and the bombers and fighters were kind of left kind of alone without support, then they don't have much to do. Like this one's forced to shoot at a 2 HP mech, you know, like it really forces you into bad, like to not give it the use that you want it to give. And there you have it. This is the end of the quarterfinals of the Smacky Cup 1. And then we got the semifinals and the grand finals, but the semifinals haven't finished yet, so I'll record that whenever those are done. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this this video with the 4 matches. But yeah, bye bye.